Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we will be recreating this. What is this? So here we have a beet and walnut salad dressed with a beetroot pickle vinaigrette, and over here we have a mozzarella stuffed meatball, and on the side we have a Gouda cheese crostini on a bed of pasta sprinkled with hard aged cheddar along with a very decadent thick red wine tomato sauce. So we're gonna recreate this. It does take a little bit of doing, but that is what Danzii's recipes is all about, taking your regular everyday things and turning them into something really great. So enjoy the ride. I absolutely respect everybody who subscribed to my channel without any real content. So here I am, finally giving you guys some content. Content is every Wednesday, and if you love what you saw, let me know in the comments. Any questions, any concerns, please reach out to me. I really want to answer those, and I hope you guys recreate this recipe and let me know what you think. If there's any substitutions or anything that you're wondering about, please let me know. And don't forget, at the end of the video, please share this video, like and subscribe to Danzei's recipe. Alright guys, these are mozzarella pearls. See? Delicioso. I'm sorry, I'm not Italian. Anyways, these are mozzarella pearls. I got them at Price Smart. About, call it $700 for them. It's very worth it, and you get quite a bit. So what I'm going to be doing with these mozzarella pearls is that I'm going to stuff them inside the meatballs and then put the meatballs to bake instead of putting them to fry. Okay? Because we want to build our sauce, and then we don't want the beef to overcook in the sauce and get all sorts of dry, because that's how we get dry meatballs sometimes. So just, you want to pop out a few so that as you roll your meatballs you can stuff them. So hopefully I think one per ball should do, because mozzarella is a very stretchy cheese. You don't want it to be too mozzarella forward. So let's start rolling our balls. So I'm sorry that I didn't show you guys when I was seasoning this. So this is about 2 pounds of ground beef. The seasoning that you're looking at is garlic powder, garlic salt, onion powder, paprika, and cayenne pepper. I didn't put any salt in there because I already put garlic salt, of course. And then you will get that salt from the sauce along with the cheese, so you don't need to add too much salt to it. That beautiful color that you're seeing is because I put it to sit for a little while, so it is not so pink anymore. And then something that I picked up was I added 1 cup of breadcrumbs to 1/2 cup of milk. And what that did was, it is going to allow the beef and everything to stay binded so it doesn't fall apart once it's baking. I'm also going to crack an egg in this, again to help as a binder, and then I will go ahead and form the balls. So I'm going to crack maybe just about 1 egg, just so that it stays together. You can do 2 eggs if the eggs are very small, but I have large eggs, so I'll just put 1 egg in there. Alright, so egg is in. I'm gonna just use our spatula to mix this around, and then I'll start shaping the balls. Okay, boom. So let's start shaping our balls. If you're not confident with how, I want very large meatballs because of how I'm planning to plate. So I'd say just about a, you know, 1/2 fistful will do. So you're gonna flatten it first like this, so that it kind of looks like you're making a patty. And then you take one of the mozzarella balls, you put it in the middle, and then you kind of cover it. Okay? And then you kind of knead it like And so you have a meatball. This already has breadcrumbs in there, so you don't have to coat it again in panko. So we'll do a few more together. Okay guys, so you might notice that I put another egg in there. It felt a little dry when I was rolling it a while ago, and that is okay. So if it does feel a little dry than you would appreciate, you can go ahead and put another egg in there. So 2 eggs max, you know, and then you should be good to go from there. So you see now it looks a little bit more moist, and if you put it together, it stays. Okay, so you open it again, create like a middle thingy, and then you put a ball in, and then you just cover it up, and then you shape it into a ball. You don't want to over mix it. Over mixing it can make it dry, so you just leave it as is. And here you have it, 1 meatball. If you want to make the balls bigger, that's fine. If you are making the balls larger though, you may want to put 2 instead of 1 mozzarella ball. I will continue to put 1. And in the meantime, you should have your oven preheated at around 200 degrees Celsius, just to kind of get things going, so you're not putting them in too cold in a cold oven. So as they go in, they can start cooking, and this way they'll cook evenly. So you open it again, 1 more ball, and then you close. And you repeat this for the rest of the batter. Well, no, it's not a batter. You repeat this for the rest of the meatballs that you have, and then I will show you guys how to line it on the baking sheet. Alright guys, I'm using a sunflower extra virgin olive oil blend. This isn't what I want to use, but my mother put the cooking spray so far and I don't have the time. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this on the foil paper so that it doesn't stick, and then I'll use a pastry brush to kind of brush it across so that it's spread evenly. So see, you just kind of get it all across, so you know you have it around. If it looks like it needs a little bit more, you can just put some in. Of course you can use a cooking spray, and if you don't have sunflower and olive oil blend, I'm just extra, you know, you can go ahead and use regular old vegetable oil. It's fine, it works. I just think olive oil is much more flavorful, and you know, when you're making Italian food, you pay homage to what the region uses. So you'll find that most Italian dishes are going to be based with you know, olive oil or whatever. So anyways, you want to put your balls on the sheet. You can put about 3 in a row. You can pop these in the oven for about 20 to 30 minutes until they start getting that nice golden brownish look that they're cooked. Now, because the outside of the meatballs aren't sprinkled with panko or anything like that, you might not get that, you know, golden brown crust that you would get when you fry it in a pan. But you're going to get these nice tender meatballs that are going to just go so well with the tomato sauce that we're going to do next. Alright guys, so now we're ready to build our sauce, yeah? So this is 1/8 of a cup. So we're going to do 1 of this twice. Yes, I could have probably just used the quarter cup, but it don't matter. Okay, we're doing this twice. All right, boom. So while this heats up, we're using our same sunflower olive oil blend. So the first thing we're going to do is add our garlic. We don't want it to burn, so let us reduce our flame a little bit. And my favorite thing to mix stuff around with is a wooden spoon. It just kind of make me feel fancy, you know. So you start getting that beautiful aroma from your garlic. Some of them will crisp up quicker. That's okay. The idea is to get the base of that sauce to have a nice garlic taste. Now I am going to be using a canned tomato sauce. Do not judge me. But the good thing is that with the sauce that I'm using, it's just plain tomato sauce. It's unseasoned, so it gives us this unique opportunity to build the flavors of our sauce. So the next thing I want to add is my tomatoes. Now I am using plum tomatoes because I want these to kind of have a nice chunky texture. I cut these in about I'd say about 1 inch pieces. See, 1 inch pieces, and you just add those nuts and you give that a good mix. You notice how your garlic crisping up. Trust me, smell 10 out of 10 would recommend. So then you mix that around and then you let it cook out for about a minute, and then you just keep stirring it to get everything nice and incorporated. Alright, so you continue to give it a nice mix. Garlic and tomato is just one of those written rules of the Italian universe, I suppose, where they just work. It's like Aki and Saltfish, Bonnie and Clyde, me and Trish. And who is Trish, you guys might be wondering? Trish is a beautiful young lady recording my video right now, so big up to Trish. Anyways, so now we can add our onions. Chop these up. So you see, contrary to popular belief, onions have this nice sweet taste, you know. So this is the reason why I believe, in my opinion, that Italians don't be adding sugar to their pasta recipe on this here cooking channel. Yeah, sugar don't get added to our pasta sauce here either. So you see how the onions kind of getting that nice looking transparent thing. That's exactly how you want it. The last thing you want to put in is your fresh herbs, right? You want your herbs to infuse as your pasta sauce go in. So you let that cook down for just another minute or so, and then you can go ahead and add your pasta sauce and your red wine. Now let me tell you, the flavor here, like the smell, is everything. Yes, we are going to be seasoning our pasta sauce, but that is right after we pour in our pasta liquid once it reduces a little bit. By reduce, I just mean that the volume of what you started with will change. Okay? So you're going to reduce it, and then that's when you start adding in your wine, and that's when you start building flavor. So this is the base of your flavor, and as you go along, you start adding different components to build your flavor. So today I'm using Del Monte traditional pasta sauce. It's not flavored or anything, it's just raw pasta sauce. This is exactly what we want because we want to achieve our own flavor. So this is the only free pass, in my opinion, that tomato gets. It and ketchup, top tier items. Right? So boom, you have your pasta sauce. So you mix this around, you reduce your heat, and you let this simmer. You don't have to cover it, you can, but it's not a must. Alright, so you let this simmer down for 5 to 7 minutes, and then that's when we are going to start adding and building our flavors. So here we are again, guys, back to our sauce. You notice how thick it looks now? This is because our sauce was over here reducing. This is what we want. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add just about 3/4 cup of wine. Red wine, that is. I'm using Malbec. You can use just about any red wine. Malbec is what I had, so that is what I used. And then we're going to let the alcohol cook off for a bit, and then we're going to reduce it down some more. And then this is the part where I'm telling you guys that you're going to start building your flavor. So you notice how the consistency of the sauce change. You notice how it get back a little liquidy. No worries, we're going to reduce it, and we're going to let that alcohol cook off, so we're left with that beautiful wine flavor. Okay, Alright, so guys, what you're seeing now is me adding my fresh herbs. So we have thyme, oregano, and basil. Okay, so we're gonna give that a good stir, and this is what I mean by building flavors. So that each time we touch the sauce, we're doing something different to it. Alright, so you notice how thick and rich that sauce is. Remember a while ago when we put the wine in there, how it did kind of just look thin and, you know, like not so appetizing? This is how richy sauce is supposed to look. The next thing I'm going to add is some cayenne pepper, not too much to overpower these beautiful flavors, because cayenne is very pungent. So just about a teaspoon, or you know, that amount of shaking. Salt. Now salt is your friend in moderation. Okay, one of the things when you're salting is you want to salt from above. Pouring salt from down here means that there is too much, you don't get to season your pot well. So you're salting from up here so you get even distribution. Okay, so that was about 2 pinch of salt. So you give that a good mix, and your sauce, folks, is almost finished. So you just let those flavors kind of sink in, you know, so that they infuse well, and you're almost finished. So you just reduce the heat so it's just about a simmer, and by now we're going to pop out our meatball, and we're going to now work on our crostini and dress our salad, and that's it. Okay guys, it's been 31 minutes since I put these in. Let's test one of them to see, and we're at 160. Alright guys, so we're back again. We're gonna be buttering up our crostini with our parsley, garlic, and melted butter. We have some Gouda cheese right here, and we have some chorizo, thinly sliced. I'm using Caribbean Passions chorizo. You can use any chorizo you want, but I like Caribbean Passions. Alright, so you can just get a pastry brush to brush on that nice melted butter. Steps is that we're gonna start with some Gouda cheese, moderate amount, and then we'll top it with 2 pieces of chorizo. And that is how it's supposed to look essentially. Also, it's important to note you can use olive oil as opposed to butter. I wouldn't recommend using vegetable oil for this purpose. I also wouldn't recommend using margarine. Margarine tastes very, very different from butter. If the recipe calls for butter, use butter. I guarantee you won't run into any problems. When you use margarine, you get a completely different flavor profile. So you might be wondering why I'm not buttering the bottom, the base of the crostini. The reason for that is because I've already greased the bottom of the casserole dish. So the bottom will also get toasted because of the oil that already exists in the baking dish. I mean, if you don't have chorizo, guys, it's fine. If you can find a little piece of ham that leave back from Christmas, or some pepperoni, or just any deli meat, you just want to have that extra oomph. As I said, folks, I do not have a second baking sheet. A baking sheet would be more ideal, but it's okay. I've already greased the base of the casserole dish, so that will crisp up as well. So I'm going to pop these in now for just about 10 minutes or less, maybe 7 minutes, just until the cheese is about melted. Chorizo is already pre-cooked, so you don't have to worry about that. And then once the bread start getting nice and toasty, then we should be good to go. Alright guys, so in my salad already right here, I already have my beets. So if you notice that the lettuce might have like a little reddish look to it, that's just the color of the beets, which is fine. Added beets so far, lettuce and tarragon, and some Granny Smith apples. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chop some onion just to get a little sweetness from the salad itself. The vinaigrette will have a little sweetness to it because the base of it, like I said, is a beet pickle that we're gonna reduce and add some olive oil to and whisk so that we get a creamy like consistency for a vinaigrette. So we're going to chop half of this red onion. Okay guys, so this is it. We're going to toast some walnuts. Any nuts can work, or if you're allergic you don't have to put any, but I'm extra. So you put a generous amount of oil because you want to just get them nice and toasted. Oh, and you might be wondering what these walnuts are. They're to go in your salad just for some texture, you know. Yeah, you're getting some texture from the apple, but again, salad's supposed to be a little crunchy. Alright, so you let that crisp up for a bit. I'm going to be adding a little ginger and some cayenne. If you want a little sweetness to them, you can add some honey. I think I'm out. But here's what I do have. I have some artificial pineapple syrup. So guys, this is what cooking is about. I'm telling you to use honey, but I don't have any honey. So I'm going to use just about a teaspoon of syrup just to get a little sweetness on them. Alright folks, so we're gonna be salting our pasta water. Right, again, salt is your friend when used in moderation. This time you don't have to be up in on the hair like Salt Bay. It's okay, you can just add some salt. Right, pasta on its own is very bland and we won't be doing much to it, so we have to salt it. Alright, so you're going to bring that to a boil. It's important folks, bring it to a boil. Don't put in the pasta when you think the water hot, near hot, kinda hot when it starts to boil. What happens if you put pasta in cold water? It clumps together. We will be using spaghetti today. We're not breaking any spaghetti. We do not break spaghetti. Put it in a pot whole and then you gradually push it down, and we will I'll show you how to do that. This is how your water's supposed to look, folks. It's supposed to bubble. You add those in. So you're wondering now, so when you put them in all that stuff, oh, it'll go work. Easy peasy. We push them down. As the base of the pasta in here begins to soften, you'll gradually see how you have the ability now to send everything down into the pot. I know most of us probably grew up and see our mothers breaking up pasta and putting it in corned beef. Yeah, no, we're not doing that over here. Of course, don't tell her that. If she break up spaghetti and put it in corned beef and give you, don't tell her, say Daniel did tell you, say she's not supposed to break it. Okay, just leave her alone. We're going to make the pasta cook until they're al dente. This entire pack should take between 7 to 12 minutes. So what you're looking at is my beet pickling liquid that I made a couple weeks ago. It has ginger and pimento seeds in there, so it's a good preservative. What I'm doing is I'm reducing it down a little before I start adding the rest of the ingredients for this sauce. Well, I wouldn't be paying homage if I called it a vinaigrette, because it really isn't. It's more like just a dressing, because I will be adding yogurt, and typically vinaigrettes are more oil based, and I decided to just put a dollop of yogurt in there so it has a really nice dressing consistency. So boom, you whisk out your yogurt. I'm going to add a little vegetable spread. Like I said, you can use butter. This is the one time where it can be used interchangeably. And again, only substitute if the recipe tells you you can substitute. You just let that cook down for about a minute or two, just until it reduces by at least, I would say, a quarter. Alright guys, so we're at the end. Alright, so we're going to plate.